In step 7 of our Concord Commons project, we created the corridor for Cabernet Way. And then in step 8, we divided up our main parcel lot into all the different residential lots here. Now what we want to do is actually create a surface from our corridor so that we can use that for the eventual pipe layout for our stormwater pipes. So let's go back and turn on all of our layers in case we have any turned off so that we can see our corridor. The next thing to do is to right click or click on the corridor here, left click, and then it brings up the contextual menu here for the corridor, and we can just go over to modify corridor and create a corridor surface here. The first thing we need to do is click on this create a corridor surface, and then what we want to do is rename this. We'll just rename this as Cabernet Court surface, and then we need to actually add data to this surface. So we can create data based off of these links, which are features of the assemblies, sub-assemblies, and then we can actually create different layers, different surfaces depending on which particular link members of our assembly we want. We're just going to use the top. That way that will be our finished surface for our corridor. So we have links, top, we're going to hit the plus button, and you can see it pop up down here. This check mark just means that it's going to be automatically updated depending on updates to our corridor. So at this point we'll hit OK and rebuild our corridor. And the prospector, if we expand surfaces, you can see we have our existing grade surface, and now we have our Cabernet Court surface, and you can see it actually resembles the corridor here. We can right click on it and go to select, and right click again and go to object viewer, and this will let us look at the object in 3 dimensions here. So I'm just going to click on top, which is the view we have, go to shades of gray, and then I'm going to use my right mouse button to rotate this, and it'll come up in a rendering. I'll use my scroll wheel to zoom in here, and what you can see is the top surface. You can kind of see the distinction in the crown of our road. You can see the curb. On the right hand side we've got our curb plus our sidewalk, which is a flat slope, and then we've got our daylighting off to the right and our daylighting off to the left that goes to the existing surfaces. So we can close out of this and go to File Save As, and we're going to save this as step 9, and this will lead us into our pipe network for step 10.